Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. This article that I have for this video has to do with Serbia, Germany, and pressure put on Serbia by Germany to impose sanctions on Russia. Now, I don't have to tell you, or maybe I do have to tell you, that Serbia has really two big uh, events in its history, recent events that could not erase from its country's memory, its nation's memory. One is the NATO bombardment in 1999, which resulted in its humiliation and destruction of the country, and desperation and sanctions imposed on Serbia, and there's integration of Yugoslavia as well, and then Kosovo in the Serbs' mind and soul taken away from their country and soon to be given to Albania. That's how they see it. And then we have another catastrophe. It's from the Second World War when their friends Germany invaded them and they fought with Germany a lot. Now, imagine that Germany comes to lecture Serbia and tells Serbia what to do because they are aspiring members in the European Union. They're not members of the European Union, they're just in a process. So therefore they have to follow the orders in the script. Now imagine how, remember Germany was part of NATO in 1999 as well. So imagine how the Serbs view this friendly reminder and friendly, how should I put it, guidance coming from Germany. There are people who lived through both these events in Serbia. There are some old people who are still in the Second World War and they remember and been through the 1999 illegal bombardment by the defensive alliance, NATO, where Germany was part of. So that's one. And then the younger generation has been alive in 1999 to see what happened to their nation and their country. So I don't think that Germany has a really good positioning in lecturing, giving advice, or trying to pressure Serbia to do anything because Serbia might snap back at Germany at any moment. Let's read this article and see what's going on here. This article comes from Reuters and it's from June 10th, 2022 by Sarah Marsh and Ivana Sekularak. And this is the title. Serbia shrugs off pressure from Germany to join EU sanctions on Russia. What does you expect? Belgrade. Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić appeared to rebuff pressure from German Chancellor Olaf Scholz on Friday for Serbia to join European Union sanctions on Russia over its invasion of Ukraine, saying he did not believe sanctions to be, and quote-unquote, efficient. Scholz, who is on a two-day tour of the Western Balkans, said that as an EU membership candidate, Serbia should join the bloc in its measures against Moscow, which all its members were required to follow. Well, he's a membership candidate and should, not must. And the other ones, the members are required, but not Serbia. Speaking at the same news conference in Belgrade, Vučić said Serbia was in a difficult position and that the EU should consider that Serbia and Russia had long-standing special ties. And I'm quoting, as far as sanctions are concerned, we have different position. We remember sanctions against Serbia and we do not think sanctions are efficient, Vučić said. So that's a first flicker over Olaf's nose or ears. keep going, and I'm gonna go lower, if you know what I mean. So he did not say whether Serbia planned to introduce sanctions on Russia. On his trip, Scholz promised to help the Western Balkans help to reinvigorate their long-stalled campaign for European Union membership, a move aimed at easing regional tensions and fending off the influence of rival powers such as Russia. You know where they're going? Kosovo. That's the problem. Kosovo. Um, so speaking alongside the Kosovo Prime Minister Albin Kurti in Pristina earlier on Friday, Scholz said his government has made Kosovo's EU's membership a priority and would also support its aspiration for EU visa liberalization. Why do you think so? Because they want that to come into the European Union so the Serbs cannot act with the help of the Russians too soon. Remember, you have the Bosnian Serbs who are wanting to secede out of Bosnia. These are at least two reasons that these guys want to speed up the process. And you're going to find out what exactly they want. It is very important to send a new signal of confidence and hope that this accession process is wanted by the EU with great seriousness, and that it also has a realistic chance if anyone makes an effort, Scholz said. Ukraine and neighborhood Moldova have pushed to accelerate their own bids for EU membership since the invasion, raising questions over whether their accession should be fast-tracking or should wait their turn after Western Balkan countries. And we are also in favor of Ukraine's membership into the EU. Of course, Ukraine has all the attention and it is in the hearts of everybody who wants peace and democracy because there is a terrible war going on there, an unprovoked and unjustified war, Kurti said, the Kosovo's guy. Unprovoked and unjustified. Well, you don't have memory, you don't pay attention. I can give you at least 10 reasons, justifications, and provocations. I can give you provocations, Kurti, if you want, but you don't want to hear it because I'm pretty sure you know them too. And you are really stepping on the fire, Kurti, because the Russians said many times that Crimea is Kosovo. So if you guys were okay with Kosovo, then you should be okay with Crimea. And the Russians said, on the contrary, actually Crimea did better democratically than Kosovo. And look why. They did not only have a referendum, they had more than that when they declared independence and all that. But I believe there must be both to join EU, Ukraine, and Western Balkans, Kurti said. Kurti, you know what I mean? All right. He said something here. We will not surrender, and quote unquote, we will not surrender this region in the heart of Europe to Moscow's influence, German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock said when she paid a visit to the Western Balkans in March. Well, first, Miss Baerbock is unexperienced, unfortunately. Sorry, my German fellow friends. She's just not ready. She's not ripe. And she's very naive. And we, who's we, Annabella, Annalena, who's we? We will not surrender this region. Is it yours? How come it's yours? Since when? We will not surrender it. So is it yours? Okay, you will not surrender it. Okay, in the heart of Europe to Moscow's influence, but you have your own influence. So it's a sphere of influence and control. What about that guy in 1930s and 1940s? Didn't he want the same thing? Spheres of influence? You're walking on a very dangerous line, Annabella, Annabella. And that's what it is. They want to speed up the process so the Russians will not turn towards the Balkans, which they will, and solve what's going on over there sooner or later. But nevertheless, the Balkans are still there. It's still there, and they're waiting. I'm predicting 2 years. 2 years. You'll see. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. Remember the Bosniak Serb, uh, he said that one of the leaders, I can't remember his name, I think it was with the D, that he said that the war in Ukraine derailed and postponed the secession of the Serbs, Bosnian Serbs from Bosnia. Remember that one? Well, if not, there's articles about that still. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.